All right, well, good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Matt Saunders from Media Solutions. And here with me at our office in Arizona is Shane Massey, Paulina Leon, Blaine Jones, Jim Lukens, and Janet Smith. And we're going to hand the meeting over to either Jake or Kip for a few opening comments. But first, Shane, if you could go to the next slide for me. Just want to let everybody know that if you have any questions during the webinar this morning, please type them in. You'll see on your toolbar how to do that. When the questions are typed in, we immediately see them here in our office. You won't see them on your end other than on your screen. The other participants won't see it. And just rest assured that we see all of the questions, and when they come in, we'll either make the judgment call that we want to answer it right then because it pertains to the topic, or if it's a future topic, we may hold it, or we'll wait till the end. Or if we passed a topic and you thought of another question, go ahead and type it in as soon as you think about it. You won't disrupt the flow. We'll just come back to it at the end. And an example that's out there is we've already received our first question from Jake. And his question is if there's a way to view all of the attendees. And the answer, Jake, is yes. We see it here on our master screen, but you won't see it on your screen. So we'll be able to get that list to you. So with that, Shane, if you would go to the next slide, Jake or Kip, let me hand it over to you for some opening comments before we jump into the presentation.
Kip, this is Jake. Kip is actually on the road right now, so he will not be joining us for this particular webinar. But just going to take a couple of minutes and outline what the program is and then pass it back to Matt. Many of you who are participating were at our food show this past August, and we had a presentation about digital fusion and digital coupons and all things digital marketing related. This presentation today is over two components of that. Digital fusion, which is the full-scale wheel diagram that includes both the inner and the outer wheel. You guys are seeing the inner wheel currently, but the digital fusion piece also encompasses things like in-store radio, digital coupons, and things like that. The other component we're going to talk about today is called DVC, or Digital Virtual Chain, which is basically the inner wheel of digital fusion, which we were going to offer to all of our stores who currently participate in the LGC Connect program. So we have, I believe, 8 stores currently on the pilot list for the full-scale digital fusion program, and then we wanted to put this out there to all the others already on LGC Connect for the DVC component of the program. So we're very excited about this. MSC has been a great partner through the years on websites, e-blasts, text messaging, and the like. We're very proud to offer this to our retailers, and this is kind of the initial webinar to kind of kick this off. So we're very excited, and with that, I want to pass it back to Matt to kind of go through the presentation and the details.
Great. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. In the way that this works here, by the way, ours is the only telephone line that's not on mute. So you can hear anything from our conference room, but all the rest of you are muted, so you won't be able to hear each other. It keeps the interference down when there's a large group on a webinar. So if you're sitting watching this with a couple other people and you have questions, feel free to talk amongst yourselves because it's not going to disrupt the webinar. When something comes up, like when Jake was just going to speak, we went out and activated Jake so that he could pick up the microphone. So just wanted to let everybody know. So if you start talking, thinking that we would hear you, we won't be able to hear you. That's why we're asking that the questions be typed in. All right, Shane, if you could go to the next slide for me, please. Well, what's important is that, as Jake mentioned, let's go back one. There we go, is that LGC, Laurel Grocery, is going to jumpstart all the great efforts you've already put into launching digital fusion. How are they going to jumpstart it with this DVC, the digital virtual chain? They're going to band together with other independents from around the country through Media Solutions, and they're going to create or be part of this digital virtual chain. To do this, MSC is going to do almost all of the behind-the-scenes work for Laurel and its retailers to make the program very easy. Knowing how much work it is, everybody, all of you, and we applaud you, you really want to get into digital marketing, but we understand that it can be overwhelming. So what we want to do is we'll do the heavy lifting so that you can take care of the customers in the store. The Laurel grocery retailers will share core elements with other retailers from around the country. So there'll be some things that are shared with retailers in multiple states, doing business with multiple wholesalers. But Laurel is going to have its own version for weekly ad items for its stores, and we'll talk about that. This allows the Laurel retailers the opportunity to share costs with retailers from all across the country as it builds momentum for its own Digital Fusion program. That allows Laurel grocers the immediate access to state-of-the-art digital marketing, and quite frankly, when it's just a few stores that want to get started, that can sometimes be very, very cost prohibitive for both the retailers and the wholesalers. So banding together with other independents from around the country allows that to happen in a very cost-effective way. Doing this through the digital virtual chain is probably going to be a temporary solution, and we've been very, very open with Jake and Kip and all the others from Laurel that our intention here is that Laurel down the road is going to break away from our digital virtual chain when it has critical stores, critical mass with enough stores on the program. Whenever that happens, it'll be totally transparent to the stores because all of the services that we provide that your customers see will be exactly the same. The only difference is that Laurel will be doing the administration as compared to Media Solutions, and that's when they'll really be able to go after additional funding from the vendors. So this is a way to jumpstart it and help both Laurel and its retailers get going immediately. Just to let you know, in participating in this digital virtual chain, it's the first ever, and quite frankly, it's the only digital virtual chain that's available to the independents in the United States. No other company besides Media Solutions has the capabilities, and we apologize if that sounds like bragging. We don't mean it to, but we state it as it's a statement of fact, and no other company would be able to match the price. The digital virtual chain has already launched. It launched on Sunday. We've got about 30 stores that are participating in the digital virtual chain that began this past Sunday. You'll see two different color tacks up on the board there. Some are stores that are live on October 30th. Some are coming in with the next wave. But just to let you know that it is live, and so this isn't vaporware. It went live on Sunday. We've got that group of pilot stores. Also to let you know, there'll be in the near future 3 wholesalers that are participating in the program with retailers from several different states, and some of those wholesalers have multiple distribution centers. So this thing is picking up a very interesting dimension quickly as we try to satisfy all independents that want to participate in it. So what's included in the DVC? You're all familiar with Digital Fusion already, and Jake and the team did a great job at the last food show describing all that, so we're not going to go back and talk about Digital Fusion. What we're going to talk about are some of the enhancements that you'll get with Digital Fusion by being part of the digital virtual chain. First of all, when it comes to the Wave websites, we're going to start at the top of the wheel here. We've got a new enhancement, and we're going to show you this in a few slides, that your Wave websites are going to have monthly updates that'll tie into the season. So automatically, you won't have to do anything at all. Laurel doesn't have to do anything. You're going to get a fresh background on your website. So every month when your customers go out there, it'll be a new, fresh look. It'll keep it very, very current. The other change that we've done for the DVC is the websites are now mobile responsive. And what that means is if you were to go to the website on your mobile app, on your mobile phone or your tablet, you would now get a view that is very easy to read and would echo what you see on a computer. In the past, you'd be able to access it, but what Blaine and his team have done is now made the Wave website mobile responsive, so it'll be much more intuitive and easier to read on mobile devices. Laurel Grocery Company is going to produce a 4-item weekend ad, a sales booster ad for the stores that are in the DVC. It'll be distributed digitally, and it will be distributed through both the website as well as through special delivery or through our email marketing. That's a real exciting component of the program. The other thing that will happen through special delivery is Laurel Grocery will be sending out a weekly special delivery e-blast, 1 item that will be going out to all stores on the DVC. Stores won't have to do anything between Media Solutions doing all the production and sending it out there. Laurel will give us the item. Stores just need to support the ad. The other thing that happens with our email marketing for all the stores in the DVC, whenever a consumer registers for the first time with their email address, that consumer will get a bounce back coupon letting them know that they've subscribed, and they're going to get a coupon. And this particular coupon would be for a free dozen store brand eggs. The Boost microsite. This is a real exciting part of being with the DVC. This is a very, very complicated, expensive component to be able to deliver, particularly with a smaller group of stores. So what we're doing for all the stores that are in the DVC across the country, Media Solutions is putting together a monthly promotional microsite that all stores can participate in. And we've actually got the November 1 launch today, and we're going to walk you through that one later in this presentation. Text deals. What will happen is Laurel will put together a weekly text blast for all the stores in the DVC. We'll produce it and distribute it. And the other thing that will happen with text, and this will be automatic, is that any customer that signs up for text the very first time will once again get a bounce back coupon, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. That's automatic with the DVC. Smart Zone, our location-based marketing program. All stores will be getting 2 Laurel beacons and 2 Laurel smart signs. So we'll talk more about that. Laurel will put those items together, and we'll handle the distribution. In Bright Aisle, which is our mobile app, we'll have a Laurel Grocery version, which is part of Bright Aisle. Laurel's going to continue to use the Bright Aisle name, which is a registered name with Media Solutions, but what we'll be able to do for the Laurel version is have the store locator, so when someone is on your version of the mobile app, it will only show Laurel Grocery retailers. Digital signage. Every single week, stores will get a new, fresh playlist with 10 animations, and that'll change every Wednesday. So when you have the digital signage, when you have the flat screens up in your stores, you don't have to worry about keeping them updated. Automatically, we're going to take care of that, and every Wednesday a fresh playlist will come down to the stores. Also included is 3 media players per store, and that's part of being with the DVC. Social Octane, our Facebook program. All of the stores love Facebook, and they tell us they would love to post more frequently. They just don't have the time. So what we're going to do with Facebook is we're going to be sure our copywriter here, her name is Brigitte is going to do a weekly Facebook post that will be available for all stores on the DVC, and stores can go in and continue to do their own postings, but we will have one ready for you so that we can keep your Facebook postings very current with at least one per week. Online shopping. For those of you that are going to participate in our Zoom online shopping program, it will include DVC pricing for the specials. So as everything else is for Digital Fusion, it's completely integrated. So if you participate on the DVC, your pricing on these special deal items is going to be part of online shopping. All right, if you go to the next slide. Media Solutions, as we run the DVC, we're not focused on vendor funding, but over time, we will have the ability to collect some vendor funds. And we want you to know that 100% of any vendor funds that we do collect will go back to the participants on a pro rata basis. Laurel is going to have the opportunity to negotiate special deals for the stores in its DVC for the weekly ad items, And however Laurel typically passes its vendor monies to you on those deals, they'll pass it as normal. So in the future, we'll be more focused on vendor funding. In the future, Laurel will become very focused on the vendor funding, but any money that we're able to collect while you're part of our virtual chain, we just want you to know it'll be totally transparent, and we'll pass it back to all the participants. One of the things that's important to you too, because you're all doing your own weekly ads, and are we suggesting that you change anything that you're currently doing with your advertising? Absolutely not. Whatever you're doing today, there's no changes to your current weekly ads. So however you're putting those ads together, however you're distributing them, however you're negotiating for your own DSD funding, whatever it might be, that stays exactly the same. What participation in the DVC does allow you to do is it gives you the foundation to be able to migrate in the future over to digital distribution of ads. Many stores are concerned about print expenses and about if print is reaching the correct audience or not. Digital can be a much more targeted rifle approach, but to be able to do that, you need the digital foundation. The DVC is going to give you that foundation. And just to make things simple, anything that we talk about regarding the DVC from a weekly standpoint, we'll be talking about a Wednesday through Tuesday week to coincide with your normal ad planning. So I'm not sure how you usually refer to weeks with your fiscal weeks or whatever, but to keep everything easy, since most ads go Wednesday through Tuesday, when we talk about a week with the DVC, it will be a Wednesday through Tuesday ad. How much is it going to cost to be part of the digital virtual chain? And it's actually very, very inexpensive, and it's integrated into any of the existing pricing that's gone out there that Laurel has talked to the stores about. But what we're calling is charter stores, and those are the stores that launched the program at the beginning of December with Laurel, will have the price at $125 per store per week for everything that you've seen on Digital Fusion and that's included in the DVC. What a charter store will get is that price is going to be held forever, unless there's a price adjustment for everybody down the road in the future. But the $125, we're going to hold to that price. Stores that sign up after, let's say they sign up next February for the DVC and they're not part of the charter group, their pricing would be in the list that's below. So if the total amount of stores through Laurel is less than 25, then those stores would pay $175. Charter stores would still pay $125. So we're trying to give those of you who come in to get this thing launched a real financial advantage, that there's no risk that your price would go up. The other thing that happens is Laurel grows the program, the price can actually come down as you see the pricing that's up there. Store website. This is something we're really excited about, and this is an enhancement that we're doing to our websites. Most of you are currently on our website program, and if you look at the center of this slide, our beta store that we always work with is called Presto. That's a name that we use within Media Solutions. If you were to look at what this website looks like for Presto, it probably looks very similar to the websites that you have. What's out here now is it is flanked with the Halloween photography, and it actually bleeds under the main website page if you see that. That is going to happen for all stores in the DVC every month. We've added this new enhancement. Blaine's team worked hard on putting this together, and this is only available at this point in time to stores on the DVC. So what will happen at the start of every month, there will be a new background that will tie to whatever the season is. If you look in the upper left here, you'll see that it includes the textiles. On the bottom where it says festive fall flavors, that could actually be 3 clickable boxes. We've joined them to make them one. That actually launches into the November microsite. And on the informational, the news section up on the top where it says festive fall flavors, that's where you've got the slideshow on your own websites to show multiple pictures up there. When the one pops up for festive fall flavors, that is actually a live link over to the microsite. On the next slide, what you'll see is an example of what the Christmas version could look like. So although we haven't finalized what December will look like, December 1st, stores would automatically get an update. January, the stores would get another update, and every single month, your web page will get a nice fresh look to it. So we're excited about that. It's only available to stores on the DVC at this point in time. The next part of this is the November, there's the microsite. And what we're actually going to do here, Janet's team has worked hard on putting together the first microsite for the DVC. It went live with November, and Janet's actually going to take you for a test drive through the November microsite.
So this microsite it's accessed through the homepage of every store on the DVC. The logo for the store, because we just went straight to it, it's defaulted to this, but your store logo will be here. We've pulled in articles for the season. We know that in upcoming months we'll be getting CPG funding, hopefully, for all of this. But we've kept that out this month. So the slides reflect the season. We've got 4 weeks of coupons, one coupon for each week of the month. These will, as when this week is gone, that will disappear. They'll be able to click to print. Oh, thanks. I knew that wasn't right. Like, no. Again, we have the different articles. Here's a planning article. Talk about community giving, the history of Thanksgiving, seasonal things. We have recipes, not just for Thanksgiving, but for the fall season. We want to make sure we cover the entire month. And we're also anticipating sweepstakes in the upcoming months, we hope. So that's something that we're looking at now. That will be a way to gain subscribers and shoppers.
Nice job. Thank you, Janet. All right, if you saw those items that we put up there for the coupons, once again, this is not vendor funded. Most of the launch stores were part of Affiliated Foods Midwest. These were all items, or the top 3, the vendor items, were all items they recently had in a food show, had good deal allowance on them. So the group of stores participating decided that these would be the best items to run. So I don't want to confuse you. These were put out there because of the deal activity anyway. They weren't put out there because there's any vendor funding. All right, let's go to I mentioned to you, and also when you think about that microsite, that will change monthly, and think about it as a temporary promotional website. It'll go up for a month, then come down, and a new one comes up. Many of you have Kroger's in your market, and this is something that Kroger uses very effectively. A couple months ago, some of you might have seen their month-long promotion where they ran a Taste of Spain. Recently, and I don't even think it's over yet, they've been running one called a Taste of Italy. If you go to their websites, sometimes they have a microsite, sometimes they don't. As I said, the most recent one is a Taste of Italy. We're going to be sure that the stores on the DVC always have a microsite that we'll go to, so there won't be any times where we don't plan on any times where there's a blackout. Also, for November and December, these will be institutional, similar to the one that Janet showed you with recipes and how to plan a Thanksgiving dinner and whatever. We've begun talking to vendors, and we've got a lot of excitement. So in the future, these will probably be vendor-driven microsites, or at least some will, and that will give us a way to bring in some funding, which we'll be able to pass back to the stores. Also included with the DVC is a weekend ad, a 4-item weekend ad that's designed to boost sales. It'll be distributed on the website. It'll also be distributed on email. Laurel Grocery is going to submit those. These will not be items that you'll share with the other participants from around the country. We've got a special version that we're doing for Laurel where they will have their very own 4-item ad, and it will only go to the Laurel stores. So Laurel will be submitting these items for the stores. The other thing that Laurel can do, and we probably want to get input from the customers, what would be best, is we can either run these as open ad items, or we can run them as PLU coupons. And what we found with the test group that we launched with in November is we actually started with these as open items. So all 4 items that you would see on this ad, which is just a dummy ad, actually it's the real one we'll be doing for the group on November 18th, 19th, and 20th. These are the real items. This is a live proof of that ad. This would be like going out with a newspaper ad, so everybody coming into your store would get these prices. That can cause some additional markdown. So what we're trying to do is if we set these up as PLU numbers, people who get them digitally can come in and get those items with the PLU numbers, but if you've already got people in your store and they're there anyway, you don't have to incur the additional markdown of making these items available to everyone. It will be a targeted promotion to the digital consumer. So once again, that's something that you can decide, and we can either run these as open ad items or as PLU-driven items, whatever's best for the group. As I mentioned, there'll be an e-blast every week with a 1-item. That will go out on Thursdays, and the e-blast will be good through Friday. If you're wondering why it's going for 2 days as compared to 1 day, technically it's a 1 day. It's good on Friday. But what happens quite often with emails, we'll send them out first thing in the morning, and a lot of people don't get to read them until the evening when they get home from work and can look at their personal emails. What we don't want to do is send an email for a great deal and then have a customer say, oh, shucks, I would have had to have gone today. I missed the deal. I'm really upset about that. So that's why with the e-blast, they'll go out on Thursday. They'll be good on Thursday if anybody comes in, but they'll also be good on Friday. Laurel will supply this weekly item to us. We'll do the production and distribution. Whenever someone signs up for the coupon for the very first time when we get their email address, as I mentioned, they'll also get a bounce back welcome coupon for a free dozen large store brand eggs with a $50 purchase. Text deals. Every Monday, Laurel will give us the item. We will send out a weekly text deal that'll be good for that day only. And the reason it's different than the emails, with a text deal, they tend to be instantaneous. You get it, you look at your phone, you know what it is. That one we can send out early Monday morning and have it effective 1 day. It's a little bit different than email. When a customer first signs up for text with your stores being part of the DVC, what they'll do is get a coupon for a free pound of bananas with a $25 purchase. Most people will be signing up for text when they're in your store, and that's why the coupon for the bounce back on this has a little bit less dollar value than other coupons, but it's a little bonus for the customer. If they're in your store and send in their text to sign up for the text with their phone number, they're going to get a free pound of bananas with a $25 purchase. They're already in your store. Digital signage. I'm going to have Paul actually run us through the playlist on this. We're going to show you a sample. But once again, every store will get 3 media players. We're going to ask that you mount the TVs. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. And every Wednesday, you'll be getting a fresh playlist up here. So what's playing in your stores will be very, very current because it'll change weekly. You're still going to have the same flexibility to add items to it that you want. But this is Paul's program, so I'm going to let him describe the playlist.
Okay, well, we're going to be updating the playlist, as Matt said, each week for you. The playlist will get done automatically. There's nothing that you need to do on your end. We'll get that all programmed. If your players already have a playlist on them, this will just play in conjunction with that. So it'll basically play the playlist that we have programmed, and then the slides that are listed for your store. The slides that we're going to have are going to be the ones that are going to promote the micro website. There's going to be slides on there to get people to sign up for your eBlast subscriptions as well as your text deals. We'll be doing different promotions as well as just appeal shots for the seasons as well.
Great. Thank you, Paul. Bright Isle. You're all familiar with Bright Isle from your introduction to Digital Fusion. Just want to let you know that Bright Isle is going to be a critical part of the DVC because it's the gateway to be able to get a lot of the in-store communication. So if we go to the next slide, we're going to be sending each store, and there's a typo on here, by the way, we'll be sending each store 2 beacons and 2 NFC tap signs or smart signs. Each week, we'll be sending specials out so that actually Laurel will give us the items and automatically they'll be going out to the stores. What we're doing with the beacons and the smart signs is to start the program with the DVC, one of each, 1 beacon and 1 smart sign will be used for price item advertising for a deal in your stores. The other one we're going to use for institutional copy to encourage people to subscribe to email and text. It's going to be critical for all of us that we try to build your subscription base as quickly to make it as large as we can. So we're going to use 1 of each, a beacon and a smart sign, to help to make that happen. The other 2 beacon and smart signs, those will be going, Laurel will be picking a price item and we'll be implementing those. That happens from Media Solutions. Stores don't have to do anything except plug in the beacons. This is an option for the stores. What we're doing is, in fact, what you're seeing up here, these particular, excuse me, that was my phone, I apologize. We've got 22 by 28 signs that are printed on cardstock that when the stores first launch, we're going to be including a kit that they'll be able to put up in the stores to encourage people to register for text and to register for email. Each store, if you notice on these signs, they've got a little white rectangle in the lower right-hand corner. The reason for that is the QR code, and that's that little stamp that you sometimes see that you scan with your smartphone to automatically go to a website or something. But each store has unique QR codes. They're not generic ones. They'll be unique for each store. So what we're going to do is print off a batch of self-adhesive QR codes, send them to each store, and then when you put your signs up, you can go ahead and just apply the self-stick QR code label to those generic signs we're sending out. On the upper right-hand corner, you'll see some floor-mounted sign holders. Those are available in either black or chrome. We actually ordered a couple here. That's a picture of the ones that are outside Jim's office. And those cost $57 a piece. And we ordered ours. The best price we could find was from uline.com. So when stores get started on the DVC, they'll get the first kit of signs from us. Going forward, if the stores want to have a weekly sign program with the different deals that are out there, then what we'll be able to do is supply those for $10 a piece plus shipping. And that's one of those things that as the stores and Laurel get together, just let us know what you want. If you want signs, we can handle it. If you don't want signs, we're okay with that too. But we do want to use the signs when you first launch to make your customers aware of what you're doing being part of the DVC and to really build the subscription base. Social Octane, our Facebook program. As I said earlier, what we'll be doing is including or putting together as part of the program a weekly Facebook promotional post for all of your stores, so you'll be able to keep that fresh. You can also do any additional posts that you want. On these posts, there are oftentimes going to be references or links that will bring you back to the individual store's website or the individual store's microsite. Because of that, what we will have to do is give the post to each store, but then what they'll need to do is attach their website and link it and actually do the post. So we're going to prepare it, but there are going to be some circumstances when we're going to have to ask the stores to actually do the post on Facebook so that it can be linked specific to your website or your microsite. Newsletter. This is something the Shane's team is putting together. This will be our primary DVC communication. This will come out weekly to the stores. We've got an example on the left of a real one that went out with the launch group for the week that we're in now. It'll preview any news items, new themes, website updates. You'll find out about microsite content, and you'll be able to get the weekly item and promotional information, including prices and PLU codes. It's a real neat tool that Shane's team has put together. I was just reviewing the one for Thanksgiving week this morning. It gets better every week as we learn more, and this will be the primary communication tool so you know what's going on both this week and in the future. You know what's going on with microsites, and you'll know what the prices and items are. Zoom online shopping. Once again, you're already all familiar with this as part of Laurel's Digital Fusion program. It's included with the DVC. And if you go to the next slide, Shane, what's included in the $100 program, the DVC program is the basic program, which is the store curbside. We've waived the $500 website build fee, and there's no additional $100 per month site fee. The $100 per week per store for the DVC includes the basic program. As I recall, all of the launch stores for Laurel are using the premium program, which is an additional $34.62 per week. It has the option for delivery, abandoned cart reminders. Also, it's important, it has its own credit card payment for online. When you use this one, we've got the $500 credit toward the website build. So for those stores using the premium, it would net out to a one-time $500 charge and an additional $34.62 per week. All right, as we get ready to launch the DVC, I've mentioned that MSC does almost all of the heavy lifting, and I want to illustrate that a little bit here. When it comes to the website, we're going to launch the new look for your stores. We'll be promoting the text message program on your websites. We'll be promoting online shopping. When it comes to the store app, we'll be posting your weekly ads, the 4-item weekend ad, coupons, NFC offers, beacon alerts. And like it says on the bottom of this slide, not only do we launch those, we take care of all design and production for all of the above elements. That's included in the program. Number 3, the e-blast. Laurel's going to give us the item, and we will be sending out the weekly special delivery e-blast. Stores don't have to do anything. Digital signage, we're going to provide the 3 media players. We're going to create the 10 animation playlists for all stores and update that weekly. Social Octane, we're going to do the Facebook content posting for all stores. There'll be some times where stores are going to have to go in and actually do the posting, as I mentioned before. The promotional microsite, we're producing it, we're putting it together. We're going to put that out there for all stores. Stores don't need to do anything. In the online shopping, we'll launch it, and the store's just going to handle their promotions. So everything that you see here from an administrative standpoint, this is on MSC's shoulders. We're picking up all this, not Laurel and not the retailers. What do the stores need to do? And this will sound like I'm oversimplifying it, but I'm really not. All stores need to do is plug in the 2 beacons, buy and mount the 3 TVs, hang signs, and then follow the ads. We've brought it down to making it that simple. When it comes to the Zoom online shopping, a lot of you are already working on that. Just need to prep for that with Laurel Grocery's help. But it's really that simple for the stores. Mount the TVs, plug in the media players, plug the 2 beacons, hang the signs. Everything else is being done digitally by Media Solutions. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Shane. Number 9, communication. One thing we are asking all the stores do, and we'll come back to this, is a week before you launch the DVC, we think it would be great to have an employee meeting or at least an employee communication. It might be more effective for you to set up a computer in your break room for employees to be able to watch a recorded webinar we'll put together. But it's going to be critical that you communicate to your employees the week before what you're doing with the DVC. Thank you, Shane. When it comes to the TV sets for the media players, for the digital signage, some people are overcomplicating this by overthinking it. And it's really pretty simple, because these don't have to be the fanciest TVs with all the gadgets. All you really need to do is think about what size is the best for your store, and don't want to go too small because the real little ones get swallowed up in stores. So what's the best size for your store? And then all you need to do is buy based on price. You don't need Hulu, you don't need Netflix, you don't need internet connectivity. All you need is to get the right size and have one HDMI plug-in. You don't need 10 HDMI plug-ins. So you can really buy based on price. Figure your size, get the simplest TV you can, one HDMI plug-in. Here are some examples we put up here just from the Best Buy website. Jim had gone out and done a screenshot. The next slide shows a few larger ones, or this is Insignia, which is Best Buy's store brand, and we use some of those ourselves for our demos. So that Insignia 40-inch was $180. The 3 that you see on the bottom were off of Costco's website. So figure out the size you want, go simple, and then buy the best price that you can. And then on the next page, the mounts that we recommend, and this is the #1 selling mount on Amazon, wall mount up on top is $24.69 through Amazon Prime. If you look on the bottom, there's a mobile cart stand. We've actually got a couple of these in the office that work out great. And if you want to be able to move your flat screen around the store to put it in different departments, that's great. Remember, it works off of the Wi-Fi in your store, so you can wheel it any place in your store that has Wi-Fi connectivity and just plug the unit into the wall. So when you're trying to figure out what TVs to buy and what mounts and how many features, we want to make it as simple as possible. Don't overthink it. Here's the checklist for Laurel Grocery. I'll joke with you a little bit, Jake, you've got the easiest job for that. All we need to do from Laurel is get the weekly ad items, and that's 8 to 10 max, and it becomes 8 when we use one beacon and one smart sign. When we eventually turn on both beacons and both smart signs, it'll be 10, and also to help the stores with the online shopping files. All right, for the group of stores that launches on November 30th, what are your customers going to notice? Because there's a lot of stuff that we've talked about here, and we've told you it's going to be real easy, but we also want you to know that there's going to be fairly large impact for what your customers are going to see. First off, when they go to your homepage for the first time ever, they'll see the seasonal makeover with the first monthly backdrop that we have to it. On November 30th, all stores will have a December digital signage playlist sent to the 3 media players in the stores. Once again, that'll refresh and update weekly. On November 30th, all stores will get a Facebook post designed for your DVC posted on your Facebook business site. On November 30th, all stores will have NFC and beacon alerts activated with in-store content. Also on November 30th, all stores will be able to launch Zoom if they wish. That's a store option. November 30th, we'll launch the first promotional website, which will go through January 3rd. It'll be linked to your homepage. It'll be promoted with homepage links, homepage slideshows, and it'll be mentioned in the weekly e-blasts. On Thursday of that week, all stores will get their first group-wide weekly e-blast. On Monday of the following week, all stores will send out their first group-wide weekly text deal. And on Friday of that week, all stores will send out their first 4-item weekend traffic builder ad. That's all going to happen on launch week. Lots of exciting stuff for the customers. As you think about the employee meeting the week before the launch, We want your employees to understand what will be going on the following week. We'll provide about a 10-minute recorded webinar for you to use if you wish, as either part of your meetings or if you want to set up a computer in your break room, or if you want to send the link to your employees for them to watch it on their own computers. That's up to you. We want you to stress the importance of signing up customers for e-blasts and text deals. We've got to get more and more stores signed up on that subscription list. It'll be better for you if you ever decide to make a change from print. We want them to understand the importance of the store app, that customers need to download the app and then they can get Beacon and Smart Sign offers. We want them to understand how the monthly microsite works, that it's a month-long digital theme. For those of you that are launching online shopping, we want them to understand that, and the importance of knowing when digital offers are being launched so there's no surprises at the checkout. We want this to be seamless when it comes to the front end. I mentioned that ad weeks all run Wednesday through Tuesday. How about the promotions? How are those going to line up? Well, Beacon and Smart Sign promotions will be effective the entire week. Those will run Wednesday through Tuesday. An e-blast will go out on Thursday, and will be effective through the following Tuesday. I think that's actually a typo as I'm looking at that one. Yeah, the e-blast is going to, it is a typo. What that should say, and I apologize, the e-blast for that week will go out on Thursday and be effective through Friday. It shouldn't say the following Tuesday. It goes out Thursday and is effective through Friday. The weekend 4-item ad will go out on Friday, and it's effective Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the text blast is going to go out the following Monday, effective one day. Lead time. How much time are you going to have and are we going to have to know what the items and prices are for production and ordering? Well, Laurel is going to get the items to us Thursday, 27 days prior to the Wednesday ad break, and then we'll get that information to you on Monday or Tuesday in the weekly newsletter 23 days prior to the Wednesday ad break. We're asking that all stores reserve PLU codes 8000 through 8099 for DVC items. We'll actually be assigning PLU codes because those go to all stores that are in the DVC across the country. So we need a restricted group of 100 PLUs that will only be used for the DVC. And when it comes to the bounce back welcome coupons for new subscribers, those don't change weekly. The free eggs and the free bananas with purchase requirements, since those are only for new subscribers, those remain out there for any new subscriber until we change that for the entire group. December microsite, which will be the first one that the Laurel charter stores will participate in, is also going to have a free item each week with a purchase requirement. And although we don't have a mock-up yet of the microsite, what we did wanted to show you, at least at this point in time, what the coupons would be for your December launch microsite. One of the interesting things, as you think about these coupons, think about the traditional coupon books we've run in the past. That might be a 4-week coupon book, but certain coupons are only good certain weeks. One of the advantages that we have, since this will be a digital coupon book, is when a coupon expires, it will fall off the microsite. So let's say on this one, a customer goes to your microsite for the first time on December 15th, and they'll be thrilled that they get a free pound of Land O'Lakes butter with a $50 purchase, but we don't want them upset that they missed the first 2 deals and have them come into the stores and see, hey, I didn't even know these existed out there. Could I get the free Kraft Miracle Whip or the free Philly cream cheese? No, they won't even see that, because when a coupon expires, it will drop off the microsite. So as you go forward on the microsite and look at it later in the month, progressively, it will only have current coupons and future coupons. For the stores, if you want to participate in the DVC, what do you need to do? Once again, it's really, really simple. Just let Media Solutions and Laurel know that you want to be a part of the DVC for the November 30 launch as a charter member. You'll get that $125 price held as a financial incentive for you. We'll send out a simple registration form to fill out. That'll come from Paulino here, and it just helps us to understand specifically for each store what we need to do to help you to launch. Once we receive the completed registration form, stores will begin receiving the different components, whether it's beacons or smart signs. On media players, it's a little bit different. We're going to ask you to specifically let us know when you have your TVs installed, mounted, and ready in the stores, and then Paul will send you your 3 media players. And the reason we do that, these media players are very, very small. They're about the size of a pack of cigarettes, and they can easily get lost. So we're going to wait until you have your TV sets ready to go, let us know, and then Paul will immediately get the 3 media players sent out to your stores. And then we just need the Laurel grocery retailers in Laurel to decide if they want to use PLUs in the ad or use them as open ad items, and whether or not they want to use the 22 by 28 cardstock signs that we'll produce beyond the initial ones we'll send out as part of the launch. And then we'll begin distributing the weekly newsletter to the participating stores. And then with that, we don't have any questions that have come into us yet. And so what we'll do, Jake, we're going to open up your microphone again if you've thought of any questions that you want to ask, or if you just want to give us some closing comments.
While we have a couple of minutes here, if anyone does have any questions real quick, they could send them in, and Matt and the team could still view that. But we really appreciate everybody's participation today. We're very excited to launch this. We're definitely going to launch it in the 8 pilot stores for Digital Fusion, this entire DVC component, as well as some other components that we mentioned at the food show. But as Matt said, it's really important if you do want to participate or if you have questions to ask now, because the actual price moving forward, as Matt outlined midway through the presentation, it actually affects your price moving forward if you opt in for the December launch of the program. So for instance, if you're not a Digital Fusion pilot store and you want to participate, the $125 price is locked in, at least in the short term, for those stores that participate in the pilot group. So just wanted to stress that. We do plan at some point down the line to break away from the DVC entirely and to have a Laurel catered program, but for the time being, Laurel is going to continue to let MSC support us in this for the short term. So, not sure if any questions, Matt. If any other questions come through since
we did. We just received one, and before I read that question, I just want to make a comment. As we talk about Laurel eventually breaking away and running its own program, please understand that's very healthy, and that's how we've designed this to evolve. It's all we're trying to do is to give Laurel, to let them leverage the clout of having many, many more independents around the country as part of this program, because just think about all the stuff we've talked about doing here today. If Laurel had to figure out, here's exactly what we want to do for the microsite, here's exactly what we want to do to produce this weekend ad, we're doing all that. And when there's enough critical mass and a very, very healthy evolution, we will hand it off to Laurel. They'll run it on their own, and it'll be transparent to the stores and the customers because the infrastructure will be the same. So this is all done in a very healthy way. The question we received is, can we get a printed copy of this presentation? And the answer to that is yes, you can, but even better, because I think the voiceover is maybe what you might need if you want to share it with other folks. This webinar has been recorded, and later on today, Paul will be sending a YouTube link to Jake, and Jake can distribute that to anyone that either missed the presentation or wants to get a recording. So we're going to record it, and we'll also get a hard copy to Jake so that he can distribute a printed copy to anybody who wants it.
Yeah, and when that link is sent out, Matt, We plan to send it to everybody on the list, but if anyone specifically needs it that may not be on the participation list of the webinar, please let Taquito or myself know, and we'll make sure you get a copy ASAP. Matt, one thing I did want to throw out there, let's say a store wants to participate in this based on the presentation today and wants to be in the December launch group. What's the plan of action from there? Do they need to let Laurel know, MSC know, both? What's the procedure for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And Shane, I'm going to ask you to go back up one slide if you wouldn't mind. And we'll go back to next steps. And the first point there is if you want to do it, please let us know, or even more important, let Jake know, because a lot of you, I think all of you have our contact information, but just in case you don't, just let Jake know. He'll keep a list, and we'll be coordinating very, very closely with Jake. So let him know you want to participate, and then we'll work with Jake and get the registration sent out. And we've got another question here, and I'll read it. Thank you for putting this program together. We're very excited to be a part of it. MSC and Laurel have done a great job of keeping us on the cutting edge of digital marketing and shopping. Thanks. Well, I guess it wasn't a question. So thank you for the nice comment. If I'd have read through it first, I might not have read it to the group because it sounds a little bit arrogant to read, but thank you for the very nice comment.
Matt, let me know who said that, and we'll make sure they get a little cut.
But, let me also open it up to the Media Solutions Group. Any thoughts or comments from this group?
Well, this is Jim. I would just like to encourage anybody who is intrigued by this program and wants to partner with Laurel on it to just give Jake a call or send him an email and tell him that you want to be part of this. And we have a registration link that Paulino can send you, and it's critically important to get that registration link back, or the registration completed and back to us, because we need to know for sure which stores do want to be part of the December launch, and we need to have the information so we know who to send the media players to, the beacons to, put you in our system. So if someone calls us and doesn't call Jake, we'll be sure Jake knows that you've registered or that you've sent us that information. But feel free to just get in contact with Jake, and then we talk to Jake every week. Whether he likes it or not, we do. And we can exchange information to make sure that if Jake got it and we didn't, that we do, or vice versa.
The other thing I'd like to point out is that, because a lot of you might think, gosh, it'd be great to launch the DVC in December so we get the boost that we would get going into the holiday season, but you might be nervous about launching online shopping. And with the stores, the 30-plus stores that are launching in November, most of them have decided to launch online shopping after the first of the year. They want to be part of the DVC because they want all of the digital marketing components. They want to lock in the price. They're going to use November and December to help them with prep time to be ready for online shopping, but most of them are looking at a January 1st launch for online shopping, even though they launched the DVC in November. And what I would encourage each of you to think about that too. We would love to launch the DVC with you to really hit it hard, to give you a great December so you have a great holiday sell-through. But if you're not ready for the online shopping, we understand that. Don't feel pressured. You could use December to help to get you ready for online shopping, and then in a more comfortable way, launch in January or February. So I just wanted to point that out. If you're not ready to launch online shopping, but you want to launch it, that's great. Still sign up to be part of the charter group, and what'll happen is if you delay it, you'll be like most stores that are in the current charter group.
Guys, just wanted to be clear also, what is the deadline for sign up so that stores know when the drop dead deadline is?
Now look at Janet for that one.
I know we're all looking at each other.
I think this month it was about the middle of the month.
Right. I'm saying within 2 weeks we need to be able to plan on getting everything put together and mailed out to the stores on time as far as beacons and organizing all that. So,
2 weeks from Friday. I mean, a week from Friday.
what
2
date
Fridays
is that?
from now. Let me look that up.
So
I just threw out a random date, but it seemed like a Friday is a
Yeah.
good.
That would be the 11th.
So Friday the 11th.
Sounds great.
And that will give us time, that gives us 2 weeks to get all of the production done and get you in the system and ship your materials, your signs and everything. So it's, that would work great if you can just get the registration back to us by that Friday.
All right, Jake, unless you've got anything else, we're right at 11, and I think we'll conclude.
Yeah, just want to say thanks again to everybody. Thanks to all the retailers who participated, and also to MSC for pulling all this together. So we look forward to getting this going for the participating stores, and we're very excited to kind of be on the fringe of digital marketing with MSC. So thank you all.
Well, we appreciate all the help from Laurel and its retailers. You're a special group, and we enjoy working with you.
Thank you, guys.
You.